What's up, guys? Justin Brock here. Today I'm going to answer a couple of questions from the Medicare Monsters Facebook group. That's Medicare Monsters Life Insurance, Health, and Medicare agents. That group has 15,300 agents in it that talk about stuff like this all the time. If you're watching this in the group, then hopefully this helps shed a little bit of our insight into some of these popular questions. So one question this morning is, I have been an LOA under an agency for 7 years. Pause. LOA means licensed only agent. That is an agent who assigns their commissions to the agency they work for. Typically, there's a trade-off. The only reason they would assign their commissions to them is if they're getting something in return. Marketing, office space, salary, their license and appointment fees paid for. In our case, we have some LOA agents, and we do all of that for them. So it's a fair trade-off for what they're getting. I'm wanting to move to a direct street level for a few reasons. One being my current agency takes 25% of my commission. So the thing is, like in our case, if this person is getting a salary, their marketing's paid for, and they have an office space, and then they're only giving up 25% of their commission, that would actually be a great deal. You know, a lot of context is needed to make a decision on whether you're better off in an LOA position or independent position. Independently, you're going to be unstrapped or unlimited in how far you can grow in this industry, but a lot more of the risk is now on your side. So a lot of context is needed here. So in the questions or in the comments, there was a lot of back and forth. Some people were lunging at her, hey, if you're an LOA, you don't own your clients, because a part of her question was, how do I take my customers with me? They're not going to let me take my customers with me. And so some people were saying, well, those aren't your customers because someone else paid all the expenses associated with acquiring those customers. Unfortunately, without the proper context, we don't know if that person earned those. As we went further in, we found out she was getting a salary from the agency. We don't know how much, but she was also paying for all of her own marketing. But she was getting 75% of the commission. So we definitely, looking at it from a bird's eye view, it seems like those clients that she has, she shouldn't be able to take with her because someone else was investing in them. This is why it's important to understand the contract you're signing. An LOA opportunity is not always bad. A licensed only agent assigning their commissions, in many cases, it is the right move for someone, for sure. In other cases, it is not. You have to know what you're getting into, and that's why it's good to begin that relationship with a full transparency of knowing exactly what I'm giving up and what I'm getting in return, and then keeping a solid relationship there. In this case, as these questions come up, if you're out there and you're saying, I'm in an LOA position, or I'm assigned my commissions to an agency that I work for or a call center that I work for, and I want to move and ask questions, make sure you provide the proper context. As this debate went on, actually she started kind of smearing and talking bad about the guy she works for while she's still getting salary on there. And we're not a big proponent of the anonymous posts, although we allow them. In this case, if you were going to smear the guy that is paying you a salary, you should have done it anonymously. I hope that provides some context there. In that question, that's how I would make sure that I'm providing the proper context to get a good answer. But the truth is, if you sign an LOA opportunity, technically, based on the contract that you sign with that entity, you may or may not have access to the renewals associated with those clients once you decide to leave. So make sure you understand what you're getting into, and decide if it's the right fit for you and what you're trying to do and what your goal is. And understand that your goals may change, but that doesn't mean the contract that you signed changed. So next question. This one's about FMOs. FMOs are nothing but recruiting organizations, a field marketing organization. This is an organization that's goal, as their relationship with the insurance carriers is concerned, is to recruit in an insurance agent, get them ready to sell that product, and be the intermediary to absorb any roll-up debt. That's their primary function, although FMOs compete for business by providing a resource to the agent. And those resources and those value propositions can vary a lot. So in this question, they said, blank FMO, the name of this FMO. I'm actively looking into the possibility of a new FMO. Folks in my current organization are on this page, and I want to remain anonymous until I make a decision to stay or go. I'm very interested in hearing from folks who work with as their upline. I would like as much information or help to make an educated decision as possible. So the problem here is when you're choosing an FMO, asking for blanket reviews of that organization is not really going to get you anywhere. You're going to find some people that talk really poorly about some of these entities. You're going to find some people that talk really positively about them. But really, what do we know about these people that are talking positively or negatively? What was it that they expected? Sometimes when someone reviews an entity negatively, their expectations might have been like over and beyond what your expectations were, or completely different than yours. Sometimes when someone even talks about an entity positively, they might have less expectations than you do. And so you might need to figure out, like, what is my expectation? So the appropriate way in here to like say, what FMO should I go with, or how does this FMO work, is to say, how does this FMO work as far as helping me design marketing pieces? Or how does this FMO work with helping me create an LOA infrastructure or hire agents? How does this agency or this FMO work in helping me recruit downlines? What is it that you're trying to do? How does this FMO work when it comes to client retention? How does this FMO work when it comes to paying marketing dollars or overrides or blah, blah, blah? So make sure you're laying out, what is it that I'm looking for, and then take FMO recommendations. It's also good to look at the profiles of the people recommending them, because a lot of times they're just recruiters for these organizations. We try to let these conversations flow naturally, not interrupt them, but there are a lot of people out there that are just blanketly promoting themselves because they're the benefactor of that organization. Of course, Bobby Brock Insurance is always a great choice for FMOs who are looking to grow, looking to scale. You know, we love to be the home of people that are just nurturing their book, but to be honest, our goal is to grow our partners. But you think about it, if I have 300 customers and I'm moving my contracts to a new marketing organization, and then I rewrite those people under the new marketing organization, even if I never grew, that FMO got free revenue because it really didn't cost them that much to onboard me. Make sure that you're working with an FMO with a true infrastructure, a true value proposition, and somewhere that you're not buried, so that as you grow, you can get increased compensation as that becomes more relevant when you need less help from the FMO. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time today. This is just a little recap of some of the things we're seeing in there. We'll start doing more of these. If you like this type of content where we break down some of these questions in the group, make sure that you like this comment and follow us on socials like Instagram @TheJustinBrock. Thank you so much for taking the time.